Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today? Everybody up and ready? I have the privilege this morning of being the warm-up act for Bob Bean. Today, we're going to walk you through a survey that, quite frankly, a number of you were kind enough to participate in. And what this really is about is just one of the roles of CSAA, trying to understand better what it is you think is going on in your marketplace and how best to help you and train for wherever you see the market going. So today, we're going to give you a very brief executive review of the survey regarding central station monitoring. So we'll dive in, because I know everyone's excited to see the Excellence Awards today. I'm John Brady, president of TRG Associates. We do consulting for the industry. I have the privilege of working with a number of your companies. And I'm pleased to present highlights from a research study recently conducted for CSAA by AE Ventures on the topic of emerging trends in security monitoring. A bit of background about the survey, and for those of you that took it, you're well aware. Well, our purpose was to examine current and planned involvement of security central stations in different types of monitoring, with a special focus on video monitoring and PERS and senior monitoring. In those three areas in particular, we sought to understand obstacles to more aggressive adoption. We also wanted to learn more about what CSAA, you, could do, what we could do to help members advance in these areas and make better business decisions about their involvement. Our method was an online survey. AE Ventures, which managed this research project, and John Galenti's back there somewhere, did a phenomenal job, developed a 26-question survey with inputs from subject matter experts, including John Lombardi of CIA Security, Joe Miskelin of State Farm, and our CSAA Director of Education, Stephanie Morgan. I can't see anybody, but I know she's out there. So there she is, right there. Wonderful, wonderful job. And a number of other people that just sort of helped us put it together and get it to be something that we thought would be interesting for people to really dive in and give us their responses. Email invitations offering the incentive for a free copy of the survey's executive summary were sent to CSAA members, selected subscribers of our survey sponsor, SDM Magazine, and the ESX registration and industry database. It yielded 148 usable responses, which gives us a reasonable level of statistical significance for the results. And a real thank you to everybody that sat down and took the time to respond to this. I think you're going to find it interesting. Okay, we're going to walk through some of the graphics that try to give you a picture of the survey responses. First, a look at the primary business of respondents. Roughly 2/3 both install and monitor security. 16% monitor only, 9% are proprietary central stations. All of the respondents included in these results that follow monitor accounts. And we deeply appreciate a number of the manufacturers, consultants, and other people that responded to the survey, but what we really wanted to do was hone this down to people that really monitor accounts. So that's what these results relate to. Next, a look at the listings and certifications of the responding companies. The vast majority are listed or certified in some way. We had a particularly high rate of response from CSAA 5-diamond rated centrals. Here's a look at association membership. More than 3/4 are CSAA members. Almost half are ESA members. In terms of the size of operations, as measured by number of monitored accounts, we had a good distribution, with some skew of the response to larger centrals. Almost 4 out of 5 responding companies monitor 5,000 or more accounts. Better than a quarter monitor 50,000 or more accounts. And this was to try to give you a sense of where these people are coming from and based upon their size. What we also did was we looked at the number of operators to try and, again, give you a sense of the size of these companies and the wherewithal, and the number of full-time central station operators, as you see up there. We also wanted to help you understand where they were coming from, the geography. So you can see here, we have responding companies operate their central stations in these respective areas. Now, let's get into the real meat of the survey. This slide shows the percentage of companies performing various types of monitoring currently in 2012, and where they are headed by 2015, 3 years from now, from their perspective, because we really wanted to see where are you now and where do you see yourself going. We're looking at strong increases in involvement in 4 categories: video verification of alarms, specialized senior monitoring of things like medicine consumption, cooking, and bathroom activity, managed video, and managed access. And then we wanted to understand by revenue type. This slide looks at the involvement from a financial perspective. So while there are increasing high rates of involvement in a variety of forms of monitoring, the majority of monitoring revenues today, nearly 80%, continue to be associated with traditional intrusion and fire alarms. Not surprising. This picture is changing, with video verified alarms and categories like PERS, managed video, managed access, increasing share over the next 3 years. But even in 2015, the responding companies project roughly 2/3 of monitoring revenues will still be traditional intrusion and fire alarm. Now, an important perspective on this slide is the effect of the large installed base of the traditional intrusion and fire customers. With the average monitoring contract at roughly 5 years, it'll be a while before the revenue effects of the newer forms of monitoring revenue associated with the newer installations and upgrades will make a more substantial dent in overall monitoring revenue share. An interesting question for future research might be what percentage of monitoring revenues associated with new and upgraded installations will fall into these various buckets in a shorter time frame. I suspect this slide will look quite a bit different if the question were posed that way. So let's dig in a little bit more into our 2 focus areas, video monitoring and PERS and senior monitoring. First, on video monitoring. Here's a look at the status of responding companies with regard to video monitoring. 61% are involved at some level, with another 23% looking to become involved in the next 2 years. Only 16% are not involved and have no plans to do so. Roughly 1/3 are at an early stage of involvement, and 1/4 are well established. Almost 1/3 of those involved at some level are planning substantial or dramatic growth in the next few years. Let's look at current planned involvement in a few video monitoring applications. We were surprised to see the high current level of involvement in the non-security customer service and retail floor analysis category. And it looks like there will be strong growth for the idea of offering reception and door control services through video monitoring into the future. So what's holding monitoring companies back from more aggressively adopting or offering video monitoring? Here's a look at a number of factors. Top of the list is lack of demand. Category is still very new. The offers to end users are being sorted out. Integrators are still figuring out their pitches. This is a pretty massive conversion from the days when video systems were sold for proprietary operation and control only and were part of the capital expenditure budgets, as opposed to the operating budgets of today. Those buying patterns and habits are not going to change overnight. So it seems like a pretty legitimate data point that lack of demand is the top inhibitor for video monitoring investments by central stations. On the other hand, there is the chicken and the egg situation here. You can't always wait for the demand to come to you. Sometimes you need to invest in creating the demand. I suspect finding the right balance and timing of that investment ranks high in the mind of central station operators and owners such as yourself. There are likely contributions that supplier-level companies can make in this area too, really helping educate end users on the way to buy video with monitoring and managed services would be a big plus. Beyond the demand and sales side of the equation, there are a number of other substantial operational concerns weighing on investments in video monitoring. Now let's turn to PERS and senior monitoring. Here's a look at the status of responding companies with regard to PERS senior monitoring. 65% are involved at some level, while another 9% looking to become involved in the next 2 years. 26% are not involved and have no plans to do so. That's higher than what we saw with video, probably because of a higher percentage of integrators don't do residential business, which is where PERS and senior monitoring are confined. Roughly 1/5 are at an early stage of involvement, and better than 1/3 are well established. More than 1/3 of those involved at some level are planning substantial or dramatic growth in the next few years. Here's a look at current and planned involvement in a number of specific PERS and senior monitoring technologies and applications. It looks like we're going to see dramatic growth in systems that leverage the mobile communications network rather than, or in addition to, premises-bound base units. And it seems like a number of companies are awake and acting on the opportunity to provide more comprehensive senior monitoring, including tracking movement, cooking, bathroom activities, monitoring medicine consumption, and monitoring life signs and other diagnostic information. This slide is probably the headline to this survey. The other senior monitoring category seems to be the one most prime for dramatic growth. For PERS and senior monitoring, lack of demand also tops the list. But liability is a much higher concern than what we saw in the video response. You can see the differences clearly in this slide. The liability aspects are a stronger inhibitor in PERS and senior monitoring, likely due to the fact that the client population is more inclined to accident and death, and those are higher potential triggers to legal action. For video, there seems to be much larger technical and procedural questions to answer. So this is a quick look at the study. This executive summary is available for download at the ESX website as noted. You may also email Stephanie Morgan, right here, for a copy of the summary. For more detailed questions, John Galante, standing usually in the back, there he is. He put a lot of effort into this, did a phenomenal job, and has got a lot of interesting insights as they manage this survey. And if you have any other questions, you're certainly welcome to ask myself. I know Joe is out here somewhere. He put a lot of effort into this too and a lot of insight. So, please be on a housekeeping note. Please be on the lookout for a new CSAA survey on technology and human investments later this summer. We deeply appreciate all the response we got on this one, and this is really a great tool to listen to you as to what you believe you need, especially from an educational point of view. And that's one of the real primary reasons for putting the effort into this tool to try and learn. One quick question, by a show of hands. Who in the audience would be interested in attending a webinar sometime after this event where we might get some expert perspectives on this particular research to continue this conversation and provide some additional context? Show of hands. Okay, great. I can't see anything anyways. Have they got hands up? That's good. Okay. All right. Wonderful. I think they were all up. I'm sure they were. Okay. And now it really is a privilege, because this is the real heart and soul of this meeting this morning, is the Excellence Awards portion of the program. And I am privileged to turn the stage over to our esteemed President of CSAA, Bob Bean. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, John. I'm not sure that I want my bathroom activities monitored, though. I was at church with Lou and Michelle Fiore the other day, and the priest told a story I'd like to pass on to you very quickly. there were 4 expectant fathers at the hospital, and the nurse came out and said to the first one, "Your wife gave birth to twins." And he says, "That's good. I work for the baseball team, the Twins." And the nurse came out and told the second father, "Your wife gave birth to triplets." And he said, "That's good. I work for 3M." Came out and said to the other one, "Your wife gave birth to quadruplets." And he says, "I work for a company called 4X. And the fourth expectant father passed out. And they brought him to, and they said, "What's wrong?" He said, "I work for 7-Eleven." After that survey, I thought we should probably have a little humor. Laura, I have my glasses, thank you. Good morning and welcome to the 7th Annual CSAA International Central Station Excellence Award presentation. This is our 7th annual, when this is our 5th ESX. I'm very pleased to see so many of you in attendance today at ESX, and in particular at the CSAA Excellence Award Breakfast. We are so proud of all of the nominees, and we're honored to be able to reward them through the CSAA International Excellence Award program for the many significant contributions that they have made to the central station monitoring industry. We're delighted to have the largest numbers of competitors ever this year, and with so many top-notch professionals representing today's growing and evolving monitoring industry, to have been monitored clearly is an honor in itself. To have been nominated is an honor in itself. We'd like to thank our judges who were amazed at the level of excellence that each nominee is making within his or her company. These men and women devote a large amount of their time and expertise in evaluating each of the nominees, and we're so thankful for their guidance and participation. We'd also like to thank our steadfast partner, SDM Magazine, for its help in all aspects of the CSAA Excellence Award program, Mark McCourt, publisher, Laura Stepanek, editor, and Sabrina Gasula, associate editor. And thank you to the companies that have taken the time to share with us these individuals who are truly raising the bar of excellence in the central station monitoring industry. Thank you very much. Laura?
Good morning, everyone. As Bob said, we have been a very proud partner of the Excellence Awards for 7 years, and it's an amazing award because we get to tell the stories through the article that we publish of the winners and every August. These stories of Central Station people in the trenches doing the most important work of the entire industry. So we're very, very proud, humbled, and honored to be the partner with CSAA on this. And I just want to say a little bit about the judges. Bob thanked them, but a little bit more about the judges. There are, I believe, 6 people, Grace, on the judging panel. And I don't know what we'd do if we had a tie, but we've managed not to. And over the 7 years of the Excellence Awards program, there's been a very nice continuum in the judging panel, so that some of the judges that were on the panel in year 1 are actually still on the panel today. And others are brand new, and they bring a new perspective to the judging. They are very seasoned alarm industry and central station people who are not affiliated with any central station company at all. So they bring a very unbiased and professional opinion to the judging process. It is an anonymous panel, and I know that, not that CSAA would think that anybody would bribe one of the judges, or would you? But I also wanted to mention that SDM is not a judge. It's not our expertise. Our expertise is as publishers. We're not central station people. Our role as the sponsor is that we listen in on the call that the judges have, or the series of calls that the judges have when they choose the winners, so that we can get the background. And it's actually not until after the winners are chosen that we see the applications, so that we can start to prepare the article. And we help, of course, present the awards today, and then we write the major feature article in the August issue. And our associate editor, Sabrina Gasula, who Bob mentioned, is sitting right up here in front. And Sabrina, if you'd just stand, because I would like the winners to find you afterwards and talk to you about getting quotes and things for the article. And we'd also like to mention that for the winners, please stay around at the end for professional photos. So just something else I wanted to say about the awards in general and their importance to the industry. How many people in this room have ever been a victim of a property crime, a burglary, theft, motor vehicle theft? If you'd raise your hands. A lot. And so we all know that feeling. I mean, I myself, I've never been burglarized, knock wood, but I have been a victim of vehicle theft, purse theft, other kinds of theft, bicycle theft. It's traumatizing. It's a very emotional time, and it can take weeks to get everything settled after a loss, and sometimes there's even more lasting effects than that. So, for people that are in 2010, there were an estimated 9 million property crime offenses in the United States. And for those 9 million offenses, for all those people that have been victimized, and I think that's an actual underestimation. I believe that there's more than that go unreported. But every time that happens, you've got a person that is suffering. And to have a lifeline connection to a central station where you're in touch with somebody that can help you stay calm and help you get the right authorities to help resolve the situation is just an amazing experience. And so these people that work in the central station, the support personnel, the operators, the managers, and then of course we have the Central Station of the Year Grand Award. It's the heartbeat of the industry, and that's why these awards are so important. So from that, we will start with the first award. We're going to start with Support Staff of the Year and go into then Operator and Manager and then Central Station of the Year. And for each category, there are 2 awards. There's an honorable mention, and there is a grand winner. So first, for Support Staff of the Year, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about this person. Receiving an honorable mention in the category of Central Station Support Person of the Year is someone whose primary role is to develop, maintain, and revise all the customized training and training materials for positions in the Central Station and in operations support. This includes maintaining manuals, tests, quizzes, worksheets, etc., to reflect current practices. This person trains all new employees and creates and runs classes, and he or she helped facilitate a standard operating procedure review meeting across departments and was a central part of preparing for a transition in operating platforms in the Central Station. According to this person's employer, he or she maintains relationships beyond the initial training and serves as an ongoing resource. This person prepares operators to be successful and gives great service to our customers on an ongoing basis. He or she also participates in discussions to set policy and in special projects to improve procedures and other technical functions within the department. This person is Kate Brickner, monitoring trainer at Vivint in Provo, Utah. Congratulations, Kate. Kate just had a baby, and Amy is accepting on her behalf. Don't forget to stand forward. Step forward. And congratulations to Kate. And I actually realized that I forgot to do something that Grace asked me to do, which is to ask the previous year's winners who are in the audience to stand and be recognized. And in this Central Station Support Person of the Year, previous winners in 2010 was Phil Arnold of Alarmco. If Phil is here, please stand. And the 2011 winner was Brian Nussbaum of State Farm Insurance. can't see if they're standing, but they are recognized. And so now moving on to the winner in this award. Okay. So the winner of the Central Station Support Person of the Year is someone whose main responsibilities are managing the goals, activities, and personnel in the Dealer Relations Department. And I'm sorry, but there was no other way to tell this person's story without letting it out that this is a wholesale monitoring station that we're talking about. So this Dealer Relations Department plays a vital role in customer satisfaction. It provides support to alarm dealers on industry issues and events, reviews dealers' alarm traffic, and handles complaints and questions. This person plays a huge role in building strong relationships with dealers and helping them better manage high-activity accounts, which ultimately reduces the burden of these accounts on Central Station operators. Having a high level of technical expertise, this person works very closely with the IT department to troubleshoot when an alarm dealer experiences communication and/or programming issues to ensure that the Central Station receives accurate information. Some of the things this person assists dealers with are cellular backup transmitters, alarm panel programming, account downloading, account setup procedures, IP monitoring setup and troubleshooting, even billing questions, contract questions, and price negotiations. In the words of this person's employer, an all-around expert, you can resolve your technical issues and get your latest invoice questions answered in just one phone call. The winner of the Support Person of the Year is an active participant in the alarm industry who stays on top of trends and issues by regularly attending local alarm association meetings and the annual ESX conference, bringing this knowledge back to the company and to its dealers. As described by their employer, this is someone who consistently performs above expectation levels. Dedication and commitment are some of this person's strongest attributes, and his or her drive to help customers is unmatched. His or her unending patience and easy manner have made him or her a go-to person for many team members. He or she takes great pride in their work and maintains outstanding attendance. This person is David Palacios, Director of Dealer Relations at United Central Control. Stand forward, step forward. Congratulations, David. Congratulations, David. And now on to the Operator of the Year awards. And again, I was asked to mention previous winners, and if they're here, please stand and be recognized for this well-deserving award. In 2006, Christine Mudrack, ADS Security. In 2007, Rick Cahill, Alarm Detection Systems. The 2008 winner was Marianne Ivy of Monotronics. In 2009, it was Jeffrey Carabinos from Vector Security. In 2010, Lindsay Marcel, ADT Security Services. And last year, Melanie Warich from Vector Security West Central Station. And those are our previous winners. So on the Honorable Mention Award, the person being given honorable mention for Central Station Operator of the Year is described as a backbone. Steady, calm in a crisis, never raises his or her voice, a great sense of humor, and takes every piece of the job very seriously and passionately. This person, with no prior alarm industry experience before joining the Central Station, quickly caught on. Once he or she began learning about alarm monitoring and the business side of the company, he or she began developing a deeper understanding of what this industry does and the effects it has on responding agencies. This person moved up to the leadership group in the Central Station, where he or she took on various roles and subsequent tasks. These included not only alarms, but coordinating breaks and lunches for more than 30 operators, monitoring alarm activities, and managing alarm queues. Recently, this person was assigned to lead a group of operators whose goals are to help reduce false alarms and excessive signals. Once he or she took over this position, the false alarms were progressively reduced in quantity. This person's efforts have proven invaluable, and his or her team of operators are the basis for the company winning the False Alarm Reduction Association Award for alarm reduction. Being quick-witted and ever helpful, this person sprang into action one day when another operator in the central station was choking, and he or she performed the Heimlich maneuver and saved the operator's life. For this and many other qualities and accomplishments, he is being presented the Honorable Mention Award in Central Station Operator of the Year, Jorge Rodriguez, Assistant Supervisor at Monotronics. Congratulations. And for the winner of Operator of the Year, holding CSAA Level 1 and Level 2 certifications, the winner of the Central Station Operator of the Year has a positive can-do attitude that the employer says is infectious and encouraging. It motivates other operators who are quick to follow in this person's footsteps by also going the extra mile on the job. When the Central Station manager was forced to suddenly retire due to medical reasons, this person was quick to take over daily operation of the Central Station with diligence, experience, and flexibility until a new manager could be found. He or she did so without compensation or accolades. It should be stated that the position of Central Station Manager had previously been offered to this person, but he or she had turned it down because they were happy in their current position. Still, in the interim of finding a new manager, this person kept morale up among the staff, worked on training, and hired new employees. This person took on new responsibilities that were out of his or her comfort zone and was very successful at them. In addition to having great instincts and sensibilities when it comes to handling alarms, this person is also very philanthropic, you know what I meant, and compassionate. He or she is described as the first one in the office to organize collections, meals, transportation, or anything that an employee in our office may need when they're faced with an illness or family issue. This person's employer had such glowing remarks that it was hard for the judges to ignore them, saying, "The extra responsibility that this person took on this year to keep the department going, his or her dedication to our business and the industry as a whole, the fact that this Central Station operated without a blip during the transition to a new manager, his or her willingness to share knowledge, the increase in volunteerism among the staff, the number of phone calls we get from former employees wishing to return to his or her employ, and his or her nurturing personality are all a testament to this person's accomplishments." The person we're talking about is the winner of the Central Station Operator of the Year Award, Gail Gordon, Central Station Supervisor at the Protection Bureau. Not here. Gail is not here and accepting?
Bill Fisher.
Is Bill Fisher. But congratulations to Gail.
It's two pieces.
Thank you. And now on to Manager of the Year. And again, I'd like to mention the past winners, which are in '06, Rick Raper, Alarm Detection Systems. Please stand and be recognized if you're here. In '07, Mary Jo Vance, Centerpoint Technologies. In '08, Anita Ostrowski, Vector Security. In 2009, James Ritty, DGA Security Systems. 2010, Greg Hurst, Monotronics. And last year, Amy Jo Weller from Engineer Protection Systems. And the first award we have is an honorable mention for Manager of the Year. This is going to someone who's worked in the central station industry for more than 2 decades. This person, upon their promotion to Central Station Manager, organized the training for new hires because it had not before this time been routine, scheduled, or managed. This person wrote the standard operating procedure for training of new Central Station hires and designed the training program. This person could be described as someone who helps make sure that nothing slips through the cracks. He or she is responsible for scheduling both regular and emergency shifts, for resolving customer complaints, for following up on any missed signals, that's a hard job, for employee discipline, and establishing quality standards. In addition, this manager changed the dispatch procedures, which led to a decrease in security patrol dispatches and also led to a decrease in the number of phone calls to authorities. This person's application was submitted with numerous letters of thanks and admiration, as well as certificates of completion for related training and education. This person is John Williams, Central Station Manager at Alarm Co. in Las Vegas. Okay, it looks like no one is here right now to accept the award, so we will move on to the winner of Central Station. Is that correct, Grace? Move on to the winner of Manager of the Year. This person, chosen by the Excellence Award judges as Manager of the Year, began as an operator and then a supervisor, helping with the opening of the company's new central station and trained the entire leadership staff. He or she is still deeply involved in the training program to ensure that operators meet all of their training requirements. Further, this person developed a formal program and related activities to help keep monitoring staff motivated, as well as provide a framework for measuring their performance. He or she works closely with others in the department on scheduling and staffing levels, going above and beyond to thank operators for doing things such as working on holidays. This manager developed the company's customer satisfaction surveys and monitors the results. He or she trains team members to resolve customer concerns and also takes a leadership role in resolving complaints personally. This person has implemented several best practices, including continuing education for the operators and incentive programs to motivate and boost morale. He or she also overhauled the staffing techniques for more efficient and accurate staffing, and spearheaded the initiative to automate trouble notification calls. Another notable improvement was revamping the company's phone script and communication with customers to focus more on the customer experience and not just on emergency response. And this new approach actually increased customer satisfaction. This person effectively leads 2 central stations, one in Minnesota and one in Utah. This person is Amy Becht, Monitoring Manager at Vivint. Congratulations this time for you. Congratulations. And now for the grand award. And this is past winners. And past winners of the Central Station of the Year Award, the very first one was given to Vector Security for their East Monitoring Center in 2006. In 2007, the winner was Diebold. And in 2008, Alarm Detection Systems. In 2009, DGA Security Systems. And 2010 was Doyle Security. And last year, the winner for the second time was Diebold in 2011. So if you'd stand and be recognized as past winners, we'd appreciate that. And there is an honorable mention in this category. And this CSAA 5-Diamond Certified Central Station also has the distinct advantage of monitoring for UL 2050 systems. The company has a very well-conceived disaster recovery plan, which includes the use of a redundant monitoring center for emergencies that can handle both alarm calls and dispatching, as well as house employees who may need to be moved there in an emergency. The way the company's telecommunications and IP systems are configured allow for the seamless transfer of incoming and outgoing traffic between the two locations. Have the hiccups. For operators, this central station has an extensive incentive program designed to encourage quick and efficient response while promoting quality and attention to detail. There are incentives in place not only for attendance and performance, but also to keep employees motivated, such as both department and one-on-one meetings to foster positive working relationships, bonuses and raises, and employee appreciation events. This central station has a proactive approach to reviewing data and quantifying its performance. A team reviews hundreds of operating and financial metrics at least every month, and more about that once I name the company receiving this honorable mention. One more key aspect that the judges liked about this central station was how involved it is in the industry. It works heavily, for example, with FARA, with CSAA on the ASAP to PSAP project, and support of the Security Industry Alarm Coalition, among many other involvements. Much too long of a list to recite here, but we know you'll read more about this exemplary company in the article. And the honorable mention for Central Station of the Year in the Excellence Awards competition goes to United Central Control of San Antonio, Texas. The thing that I wanted to say but couldn't because it would give it away is also UCC has a very impressive program that allows it to dramatically reduce its alarm factor, which is the number of operator-handled events per month per account, through a campaign that they have of reaching out to dealers, especially dealers with high-activity accounts. Very impressive, and you'll be reading more about that. Congratulations. Yes. Okay. And now for the grand award, the Central Station of the Year, and this is the one that gets the big cup. That's for a very large martini. The winner of Central Station of the Year in the CSAA Excellence Awards competition has, of course, all of the necessary certifications and listings to be considered among the finest providers in the business, including CSAA 5-Diamond certification and many others. It also offers an extensive complement of both formal benefits and more informal company perks, which I can't go into too much detail about without giving away the winner. First of all, once an employee is hired to work in the Central Station, he or she begins a well-organized and compelling training program. The program is made up of many varied components that give trainees an opportunity to learn from several people, not just from one trainer, and to learn in a variety of ways, not just by listening to classroom lectures or by reading materials. The program also emphasizes learning by doing and retaining what was learned by then teaching others. However, what really stands out about this company is how it quantifies and qualifies its own internal operations, including operator performance. Its quality service measurement and incentive program is used to identify great performers within the Central Station and to reward them, as well as to provide well-defined and enforceable standards of quality service that can be used to also identify unacceptable performance. This multi-part program includes earning points that can be redeemed for prizes, company-wide recognition of good performance, and a clear path for growth in the Central Station. Data analytics are employed throughout the Central so that hour by hour, staffing levels and other changes can be implemented to adjust for changing conditions. For example, the Central Station has a service level performance of 90% of alarms responded to within 30 seconds, and an average speed of answer at 10 seconds or less. As these statistics are analyzed and reported every 2 hours, it allows the central station to make adjustments in staffing levels as needed to meet goals. Other methods that the central station uses to analyze its performance are customer polls, randomly selected listen-ins to calls, and customer emails. One thing that I think is very cool, and this may well give it away, but is this company's wall of life, on which it lists the names of subscribers that have experienced an actual alarm and the representative that helped them. It is a reminder to the central station staff of the important work that they do every single day. Another thing is a web-based idea board where employees can submit ideas to improve the company, and other employees can comment and vote on these ideas. Employees receive a bonus if their idea is implemented. Within the central station, there's an operations support department that specializes in communicating with authorities and updating agency information. The department also identifies the agency's special requirements, such as enhanced call verification, which of course is used, multiple zone trip for dispatch, guard service, and more. Recently, the company changed its standard operating procedure regarding passcode and cancel signals. It also added an additional phone call to the premises after dispatch in an attempt to reach the subscriber and potentially cancel the dispatch. This has resulted in the dispatch rate decreasing in 12 months from 24% down to 16%. For all of these things and many, many more procedures that exemplify excellence, the judges of the Central Station Excellence Awards have chosen as the 2012 Central Station of the Year, Vivint of Provo, Utah. Congratulations. Again. Move up to step up closer to the front. Well, with everyone, we'd like to, Bob has a few closing remarks because that concludes the awards, but we also want to make sure that all of the winners, please come forward for photographs as the meeting breaks up. And thank you to everyone who submitted. It was, from what I understand from the judges, it was fierce competition. There were many, many, many entries, and it was a very competitive process. Each entry is so compelling. And, you know, with the hopes that the program will continue to hear about these excellent people that work in the industry and to continue to apply for next year's awards, we just did want to let you know how competitive it was and how much we appreciate all the submissions to the program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Laura, and congratulations to all of our winners. You've all reached a level of professionalism and success which you should be very proud. Please take advantage of all the excellent educational opportunities that have been put together for you here at ESX. And remember, the show floor opens today at 1 p.m. And don't forget to stop by CSAA's booth number 801. Number 801. I'd like to encourage all of you to consider entering the 2013 CSAA International Excellence Award competition next year. The winners will be announced at the next ESX here in Nashville, Tennessee. I hope to see all of you on the show floor later today. And thank you again for all of the winners, and let's give them a last round of applause.